Yes, it's another great wide receiving class. Oh boy, there's a lot of great talent and a lot of first round potential here. But I'm Steven Ligardell, better known as What's Grekalackin'. It's your boy Baroshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro, and subscribe. I got a ton of content on the page, let alone this week. So if you enjoy the video, I encourage you to do that. Matter of fact, if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. So I really encourage you to do that. But this wide receiving class, oh boy, oh my, it is good. I'm going to give you my top 15 since there's so many. I actually got 40 prospects evaluated all together. So if you want to see my expanded rankings, go to Fan to Fan Network. Just follow the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you like what you see, Fan to Fan Network, we got a YouTube page, we got a Twitch, we pumping out content all the time, so I implore you to check that out. But let's go ahead, let's get into this since I'm going to be discussing 15 prospects. And we're going to start with the obvious one, Ja'Marr Chase at LSU. He's number one. Good luck trying to find holes in his game. What? Oh, his speed? Nah, the guy's probably going to run a 4.4. He bodies defenders with ease. He was 14 of 16 on contested catches with 21 broken tackles. And he was just a big play magnet with 41 plays of 15 yards or more. And I mean, he did this to the likes of like Trevon Diggs, AJ Terrell. He just has a very impressive hit list. He decided to opt out of the 2020 season, but to be frank, he really didn't need this season. And then this is where it got tough for me. I went with my boy. Y'all, if you ain't new to the channel, you know what I'm talking about. You know where I'm going. TAMORRION Terry out of Florida State, because I love this guy as a prospect. The guy put in the work this off season. He put on 20 pounds of muscle. That's a knock on him. Oh, I think he'll struggle against press. Well, the guy is like 222 right now. So he put on the muscle. He should play stronger. Let's see how he handles press now. I'm just going to assume he will do it well. But the guy's very Randy Moss-esque in the way he moves and plays. He's much more than just a deep threat. He's got great long field speed. But he could at any given time take it to the house, whether it's a screen or downfield. He isn't just a vertical threat. He averaged 20 yards per catch last season. He's averaged 10 yards after the catch last season. The dude, he just delivers. He's a big play threat from anywhere. He's got strong hands. A lot of people maybe, what about his? He has drops. I've looked at believe me, looked at every TAMORRION Terry target. And they're just focus drops for the most part. Actually, a few of them came on screens. He's actually a pretty good contested catch receiver, but a few of them came on screens where he's just looking upfield before the ball got to him. He was looking to make the play before he made the catch. Very fixable at the next level. You could say, and this one I'll probably give you, doesn't have the biggest route tree. And that probably won't be any different this year because Mike Norvell, coming from Memphis, he plays a very gimmicky offense, so you probably won't see any nuance in Terry's route tree this season, but everything else he just does phenomenal. In my heart, he's a top 15 pick. And then I got JAYLEN WADDLE out of Alabama. This guy, he should see the field a lot more. A lot of people were like, oh, well, where was his production last year? Well, when you have Devonta Smith, Jerry Jeudy, and freaking Henry Ruggs, good luck. But he has been one of the most efficient receivers when thrown to. The guy is electric with the ball in his hands. Over the last 2 seasons, only CeeDee Lamb ranked higher in yards after the catch and passer rating when thrown from the slot. He has elite speed, very explosive. Size, yes, may be the concern. I do want to see if he can play on the outside this year, but again, just a very explosive talent with the ball in his hands. Then I have Rashad Bateman, another guy who opted out this year. He can do it all. So much so, I mean, Tyler Johnson was kind of a he was just, yeah, he was just kind of the other guy in this offense. You know, everyone with Tyler Johnson was the name, and then Rashad Bateman was like, I got this. His route run is really coming along, but we won't get a chance to see that this season since he opted out. He's great at creating actual separation. He's actually pretty solid on contested catches, and he's pretty fine after the catch. I mean, last season he had the highest, third highest rate actually of receptions of 15 plus yards. He really just dominates at the intermediate level, and that's, guess what, in the NFL, it's where most passes go, in the intermediate level. So he does what translates at the NFL. So I got him right here. And then I have DeVonta Smith from Alabama. The dude, probably right now the biggest knock is his size. He's a bit slender, and you kind of question because, like, he has a great release. He's very physical at catch point. Will that translate though if he doesn't put some meat on them bones? That's the only real concern I have. Other than that, dude, he's got elite speed. He creates ridiculous separation, and again, you like to see a majority of those snaps came on the outside. However, again, slender frame, bit of a concern. And I do want to see actually more consistency to his game, because he'd have these big games, but then he kind of disappears during stretches. But I mean, again, I'm willing to bank that there was a lot of mouths to feed on in that Alabama receiving core last year. And then at 6, I got Rondale Moore out of Purdue. And I'll let you know why he was such a... I had him at 2, and I brought him down quite a bit. Still have him as a first-round grade, though. There are the size concerns. There are the concerns that he hasn't played a lot of snaps on the outside, but he's just a special athlete. He's actually pretty physical at 180. He's just tough to bring down, even if you do get a hand on him. But he's got great acceleration. He's very quick, broken tackle machine. But him opting out, and granted, the Big Ten isn't going to even have a season this fall apparently. So as of right now, nothing's changed yet. But him not playing this year means by draft time, he has only played 185 snaps in the last 2 years, and only 40 of those came on the outside. That's probably the biggest alarming thing when it comes to Rondale Moore. So that's why I didn't feel good about keeping him at 2. But I do think he is a special athlete. He's like Steve Smith, extra finesse. If you really want to throw a comp on it, I think that's the best you can do. So at 7, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Again, another guy freaking won't be able to play this year. Pac-12, man. Rona ruins everything, man. But he does have, like, he doesn't necessarily have like the tools or the specialness, I guess, of some of the guys in front of him. But those guys are monsters in their own right. I mean, St. Brown, he is a very smooth route runner. He's very capable after the catch. He was used a lot in the slot though last season, so doesn't really have experience against press, which is probably my biggest knock on him. But he has shown, like, kind of like, primarily they like to use him as the short to intermediate threat, but he has a lot of success vertically as well. 5 of his 6 touchdowns came on throws of 20 yards or more. 5 of those, he was 5 of 6 on contested catches of 20 yards or more. So yes, he's a crafty route runner, but those numbers tell me he can win and he can succeed vertically as well. Again, though, the lack, like, I have him down here at 7 because, you know, the lack of reps on the outside. You don't see a lot of press coverage. It's kind of the Justin Jefferson knock I had last year. And then Chris Olave out of Ohio State. I know y'all gonna say, oh man, he butchered his name. Guess what? I suck at names. My apologies. I got him with 2nd round grade. He is my That's right, I got 7 guys with first round grades. But a big knock on him is, boy, this guy has no after the catch ability, at least in my opinion. He only had all of what, 3 broken tackles last year, and it just I haven't, there's like no broken tackle ability to speak of, at least on tape. But despite that, the dude creates some of the best separation you'll see in this draft class. He's a very good route runner, which is kind of what Ohio State does. They push out very polished route runners at the receiver position. And again, he's got great height, he's got great speed and strength. It's just, I do want to see more ability after the catch. If anything, it's like, okay, you kind of fall in this Keenan Allen type of world where you can't handle contact. And then at 9, I moved this guy way up my list, TUTU Atwell out of Louisville, because rumor is he put on a butt ton of weight. I believe it when I see it, but that's why I moved him up a lot, because he's very similar to Rondale Moore when it comes to their elusiveness. But Rondale Moore, he's a lot more physical, and he could actually handle contact, where I kind of question that with Atwell. Because this guy, good luck putting your hand on him. He is a bit more of a gadget player though, because of his size. But that is, you could totally work with that in the NFL. And the NFL, today's NFL loves players like that. And he's just an absolute, he's just a playmaker. The guy is a playmaker. I mean, it sucks that he plays for Louisville, because they don't do there's no nuance to their offensive scheme, at least in terms of they don't ask their receivers to run a variety of different routes. So you could say his route tree is very, very limited, but just what he is capable of with the ball in his hands is special. And then at 10, Terrace Marshall Jr. out of LSU. Honestly, I thought this guy was going to come in and start play the Justin Jefferson role and move to the slot. But now with Jamar Chase out, I don't know if they'll do that. It'll be very interesting to see what they'll do. This guy, he's got a good combination of size and speed. He did prove to be a very good red zone threat, and he's solid at the catch point and the contested catch. And it will be interesting, because this guy, he does have reps on the outside, which you like to see that, because typically that means that they're having to face press coverage, and you want to see them be able to get good, clean releases off of that. But dude, he's got one heck of an opportunity this year, being the new #1. And then next, I got DAZZ NEWSOME out of North Carolina. This guy, he was exclusively used in the slot, but he's pretty darn physical, and might lead you to believe maybe he can play on the outside. He went 7 of 11 on contested catches with 19 freaking broken tackles on the season. Just wild. He's got great lateral agility, and he can produce vertically as well. And the biggest knock is I just want to see him play on the outside more. And then at 12, if you checked out my underrated prospects video, then you would know this name, Frank Darby out of Arizona State. Unfortunately, he won't get to play this year, which really sucks. But Brandon Ayuk had very high praise of this guy, and the thing is, Darby has to come out. Like, I mean, if they end up playing the spring, I think he might end up playing. But he's a redshirt senior. There's no way he has to come out for this draft, because it's going to be a big knock. I mean, if you come out and you're a 6-year senior, it's just not, there's nothing sexy about that. You'll probably be a day 3 guy. But this guy's got top-notch speed. He displays very good hands, the ability to release off press with just ease. He has some of the prettiest breaks you'll see at the top of routes. And just a bummer that this guy's just gonna not get the ability to be the #1. I think Arizona's I think he had the ability to be a first-round pick. Just like I think he's a better prospect than Harry. I'm bummed. Let's go to 13. TYLAN Wallace out of Oklahoma State. I think he returned in part because he got hurt, but also I think he wanted to prove some of these naysayers just wrong, because he doesn't play with an expanded route tree, doesn't actually face a lot of press in the Big 12, and probably with Oklahoma State's offense, the way they run it, probably won't get to. But the guy, he's very good. He's pretty good at catching in traffic. He's pretty good at the contested catch. He's got great speed, and I mean, really, he is a playmaker with the ball in his hands. Biggest knocks, probably his size. He could probably put on like 10 to 15 pounds, and yeah, the limited route tree. So, and not facing press, you know, that's always a tough one though. And then next, Nico Collins out of Michigan, another guy that's gonna, I think it's gonna hurt him not being able to play this year, because I like him better than Donovan Peoples-Jones, and I was saying that all last season. This guy, he's got great ability, and I was waiting for the production to catch up with it. Quarterback play wasn't necessarily great though in Michigan last season, but I mean, he was hardly used in the intermediate, which blows my mind. I think that's somewhere where he can really thrive. It was really asked just to maybe go short or run deep routes like a post or something. He doesn't have necessarily the greatest explosion, but his long field speed is very good. He is very deadly when he gets going, and I just wanted to see more opportunities for him, more after the catch ability, and it really sucks that he was not allowed that opportunity this year. And then finally on this list, Sage Surratt out of Wake Forest. He opted out this season. I mean, I don't think there was really much he has to prove. What he really does have to prove is he can run faster than what a lot of people think he runs, because he looks slow. He looks 4.8 slow. But this is a guy who actually, despite his inability to create separation, or his inability just in general, I guess to be fast, his lack of speed, he played very well. He was very good on the contested catch. He really relishes contact. He's got some of the best body control in this draft, and he was just consistent threat. His production was very solid, and honestly, the biggest thing is just he can't create space. If he can't create space with his speed, he can definitely do it like physically, but you get far enough downfield, that becomes pass interference, so you need to watch out. But yeah, man, he needs a very good combine to really move for me any further up my list. But I can definitely see this guy make a Michael Pittman-esque rise, because they are very similar in that aspect. While they don't necessarily create great separation, they win at the contested catch. That's like, honestly, if you can't create separation, you better be a great contested catch receiver. Surratt is that. So honestly, I think I think right now I'm gonna sit with the 3rd round grade, get a better valuation of him at the combine. But yeah, that's it for the video. Expanded list is on Fan to Fan Network. Keep in mind, that's 25 other prospects that you're missing out on. So go check that out. And yeah, do the YouTube thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.